72 baits, experienced, essentially a little bit more than 50% collapse. And, we're expecting that we'll just be flowing water on the building through the evening and get some demolition equipment in here first thing tomorrow morning to help with taking apart the debris so we can extinguish the fire. It's a similar situation in the property at 105 Blake Street. We're not doing entry right now. We just can't, and there's still a lot of smoke. Not necessarily, a lot of fire showing, but the building debris is still burning. So and we won't be doing entry in that property anytime soon. So we feel 100% confident that we've accounted for all of the tenants. The one tenant that we had not contacted with the assistance of the code enforcement officer and the police department, we were able to locate that woman, and she's safe. And so just real quick, some numbers. We had essentially, we're pretty sure that we had about 35 units affected, 35 individual apartment units, and roughly 75 people have been displaced. And the Red Cross is on scene helping with displacement, helping find a place for those tenants to spend the night.
Any injuries?
Just a couple minor injuries. Firefighters on scene. They've been treated, taken back to the station, but we're not aware of any civilian injuries. We did have, a report of somebody, trying to enter the building to help that, themselves became somewhat trapped on a second floor porch, and the arriving firefighters removed that person.
That's
and that was it.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty heroic.
Absolutely. It was very scary, a great deal of fire, a lot of smoke, a very hectic situation, for the firefighters to deal with initially, but everybody did a good job, pulled together. Got a great deal of help from our mutual aid partners. I think I mentioned that earlier when we spoke. City of Auburn, the Auburn Fire Department, Chief Roma and his staff, Chief Bossy from Poland Fire, Chief Gallipo from Lisbon Fire. The Sabatis Fire Department has a presence. We've got units filling in at our central station, and a great deal of our off-duty firefighters came in. All of our officers and staff are, great large number of them are also on scene, helping us. And we're hoping to release some of them because some, obviously a lot of people have to work tomorrow too, and we're pretty confident that there won't be any additional extension, but we won't have the fire extinguished in the two buildings that were heavily damaged and have collapsed until sometime tomorrow.
How many buildings altogether?
3 were impacted by the fire. There's a couple of adjoining buildings that we're looking at right directly behind me that I'm sure they suffered some smoke damage, but we haven't been in to evaluate that.
No idea on the cause, right?
No, that's certainly, the investigation won't begin in earnest probably until tomorrow morning. So the buildings aren't really safe to go in. There's really no need at this point. But we'll certainly work with the State Fire Marshal's office and CID when they're ready and we think it's safe enough for them to get in. If it needs to be, during the overnight, certainly we'll do that. Yep.
I think Tom said in personal mutual aid.
That's a big number, off the top of my head, 7 to 8 all the surrounding towns of Lewiston and Auburn. Just look at the map; they're all here. Sabatis, Greene, Wales, Lisbon, Auburn. We have some presence from the town of Oxford here also, Poland. So, I think in the other communities that surround and support those towns are filling in their station to provide coverage for their towns. So I know that Maine, provides mutual aid coverage for the city of Auburn, and so Portland has a similar situation. Yeah.
The firefighters you were talking about with minor injuries, was it smoke inhalation, burns?
Just some bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great news.
All right.
No injuries, right?
No.
Perfect.
Right. Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
All
Chief.
right.
I really do appreciate it.